Well, after nearly 2 weeks, I've finally played enough Mario Kart World to feel comfortable giving a full review of the game. I've 3-starred every Grand Prix from 50cc to 150cc and even Mirror Mode. And then I did the same thing for the Knockout Tour, and of course, I beat every Nintendo Dev Ghost on the time trials as well. If memory serves, accomplishing all those unlocked the Gold Wheels, the Gold Kart, and Gold Mario in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I loved having a carrot to chase in that game, and trying to beat every cup flawlessly was a fun challenge. That game also had 200cc as well, which was an insane challenge to try and Gold Cup every Grand Prix on, but it definitely gave me something to strive for. So fast forward to Mario Kart World, to my disappointment, completing every Gold Cup without a loss rewarded me with absolutely nothing. So initially, yeah, I was kind of annoyed, but I think in so doing, it really solidified the design philosophy for Mario Kart World and how it differs from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 was a more traditional racing game in my opinion. You had to learn the nuances of each track and perfect drifting and tricking if you wanted to take down the time trials and 3-star every cup. It had a skill gap, and if you could master that, you would be rewarded. Where with World, it undoubtedly still has a skill gap, which we'll get into later in the video, but it embraces chaos and unpredictability as well as replayability. So I streamed for 11 hours straight to 3-star every Grand Prix from 50 to 150cc, and like I said, I didn't unlock anything and was extremely disappointed. I thought it was quite weird that there was no reverse mode or 200cc also, but I knew I had more of the game to check out, so I wanted to keep playing before I made a judgment about the game. And as time went on, people learned how to unlock Mirror Mode, and the Mirror Mode in this game is amazing. The Grand Prix and Knockout Tours are quite fun, and the Free Roam even has Mirror Mode, so I was really impressed with that. There's actually a lot of content that this game offers, though it may not appeal to everyone. Again, the design philosophy is different with this game from Mario Kart 8. In Mario Kart 8, I beat all the races and unlocked everything, and then I was pretty much done with the game. Sure, I would play with friends if they came over and we just wanted to have some good old split screen fun like old times, but for the most part, once I had beaten and unlocked everything, I no longer played Mario Kart 8 as a solo player. Where with World, sure I have beaten all those same things, but the free roam now gives me more and more stuff to do. There have been lots of complaints that the open world is bare with not much to do, but I actually disagree. You can cruise around and explore to your heart's content, and there's apparently 200 Peach medallions to collect, as well as 400 P-Switch side missions and 150 question mark panels. That is a lot of optional side content that will keep you busy for a lot of hours. But from what I'm hearing, doing all these extra side quests doesn't unlock anything special. Now, trust me, I can see this being a big piss off for a lot of people. I myself am a bit of a completionist, so the fact that doing everything the game has to offer doesn't give me tangible rewards outside of stickers is quite disappointing. But at the same time, it now doesn't really demand that I do all that, because I'm not missing out on anything. And I think this is the big design shift from 8 to World. World encourages replayability like no other. It allows players to play any way they want. I played the online races, the online knockout tour, the online battles like the coin collection and balloon pop. They were all fun to hop into and check out, and again, they have a lot of replayability. I've also gotten 13 Peach medallions, 27 question mark panels, and done 71 P-Switch missions. I did all this organically by just exploring the free roam mode and not trying to hyper-optimize collecting all these things. I've enjoyed just aimlessly driving around and collecting them just for an excuse to play the game. The Switch is a portable device, so if you only have like 5 minutes to play, so not enough time for any type of race event, you can just quickly hop on and explore free roam. It's nice to have this flexibility. If you do want to perfect routes and racing lines on each track, then the time trials are great for the perfectionist type racers who don't want to deal with the chaos of races and would rather push their skills to the limit and compete with the best players in the world. Some of the time trial world record runs I've seen are absolutely crazy, and the game's only been out for less than 2 weeks. I honestly can't even imagine the stuff that speedrunners are going to come up with in this game. And that brings me to my greatest praise for the game, the driving. In Mario Kart World, they added charge jumps, wall riding, and rail sliding. This allows you to navigate courses in ways we've never seen before. The skill ceiling in this game is near infinite. The stuff some people can pull off is truly special to watch, and again, with time, it's only going to get better. There's so many unique and interesting ways to tackle every course that you can run the same track a handful of times and always have a unique experience on that course. Again, it feeds into the design philosophy of replayability. With Mario Kart 8, sure, the driving felt great and it is still a lot of fun to play, but it certainly got samey over time. World will have a much longer lasting impact for people who really want to dive in and explore all the sandbox has to offer. Like I said, I was initially disappointed by a lot of the design choices because I loved what 8 Deluxe did. I loved that I could play as a custom me character. I loved that I could customize my kart with wheels and gliders. I loved a lot of what that game brought to the table. So when it wasn't present in World, I was initially disappointed. But then, after playing World more and more, that disappointment faded. I was no longer upset at what was missing, and instead, I cherished what it changed and added. Sure, custom karts were nice and cool, and unlocking upgrades for completing hard challenges is always a nice feeling, but with World, it just encourages you to jump in and play whatever is on offer. It doesn't force you to have to grind to unlock anything. You truly just unlock stuff by playing the game in whatever way you want, and I think that's great. You unlock new karts by collecting coins, and you can collect coins in basically any activity in the game. So this means if you just want to grind free roam, then you will still be unlocking things as you go, and I think that's awesome. I mentioned that I love the kart customization, but when I went to play with my girlfriend and another couple a few months ago, they were humming and hawing and didn't know what to select. With World, they would just be able to pick a kart and a character they like and go, no thought required. So it streamlines things in a way, and overall, I think that's a positive, because this game is one of the ultimate party games. I've had so many fun nights with the boys just playing Mario Kart, from N64 as a young child up to 8 Deluxe on the Switch at annual ski trips. So the streamlining would make it better from that standpoint. And speaking of multiplayer, let's talk about the chaos that is the actual races. The lobbies now have 24 people instead of 12, and that makes for some very chaotic moments. Items going off left and right, and if you're in the middle of the pack, some shenanigans can really occur at times. Again, on one hand, I hate it. I hate that my driving skill isn't enough to win games. But on the other hand, as I said, it makes every race unique and fun. If you really want to play a competitive driving game, Trackmania is right there waiting for you. It is all about skill and nothing is left to chance. If you do the proper inputs at the proper time, you will succeed. Mario Kart is not that game, and the chaotic nature of it is what makes it so fun, enjoyable, and memorable. When I would play 8 Deluxe with my friends, I would seldom lose because I was a strong driver. But in World, so much of who wins is up to chance. It's up to getting the right item at the right time to make an epic comeback. Or conversely, leading wire to wire only to get hit by an ill-timed blue shell and lose it all. And trust me, in my solo grind to 3-star all cups, this happened to me a lot. And while it's frustrating when it happens, it makes it all the more sweet when you can string together a flawless knockout tour or 4 straight victories in a Grand Prix, because you know the stars finally aligned. I do think some items are a little out of balance, like the frequency of blue shells was a little crazy at times, and it sucks to lose to one so often. I lost knockout tours and Grand Prix a lot because of blue shells. And speaking of knockout tour, this game mode edition has been a huge success and is a lot of fun to play. Hats off to Nintendo for still innovating in a tried and true game like Mario Kart. Consensus seems to be that it's a great addition, and many people now can't imagine Mario Kart without it. As for the online play, it's the same chaotic entertainment but ramped up to 11. You can go from last to first within 20 seconds if you get some things to go your way, or you can go from first to last just as quickly. And again, while it can be frustrating, it's also exhilarating when the shoe is on the other foot. My Twitter feed has been full of insane clip after insane clip for the last 2 weeks, and honestly, I think that's awesome. It's so much fun to see. And what's really awesome is it just comes down to people having a good time. Those moments are fun and memorable to experience as well as to witness, and I haven't seen a game with so many hilarious clips in a long ass time. What ultimately matters from a video game is the question, did you have fun? Because before microtransactions and weekly active user metrics, before business people infected the gaming sphere, developers just wanted to make games that were one thing and one thing only: fun. And Mario Kart World brings the fun in a whole variety of ways, which is why, as I say in the thumbnail, I do think this game is worth $80 US. I recently made a video talking about $80 games, and there is some nuance to that price with Mario Kart World, because you could get it bundled with the Switch for only $50. And while I hate the direction game prices are going and the precedent that World may have set, I think in a vacuum that yeah, this game is worth the price tag. I have around 40 hours into it, and I'm sure I will pick away from many more hours to come at the open world, just like I did with all the quests in Super Smash Bros. I would do some here and there every time I traveled, because my Switch is usually only something I play when I travel. But with World, I played it docked and streamed it a lot, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. You can catch me live on Twitch at itstizzle7 if you want to see me play more games.
No! And then I lose my... Are you kidding me? 3 out of 4 races. Oh my god. A fucking red shell. Because I had no protection. That hurts.
But yeah, I have loved my time with World, and even if I didn't play again after this review, I would walk away feeling like I got my money's worth out of this game. Obviously, everyone values things differently, so you have to ask yourself if it's worth it for you, but I got more enjoyment out of this game in less than 50 hours than I did in double the time in Death Stranding. And I plan to review that game next, just before the sequel comes out, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. But yeah, for me, World is well worth it. I'm not going to defend a bunch of the shitty stuff that Nintendo does because Lord knows they're no saint. But again, in a vacuum, outside of what $80 games means for the industry, outside of Nintendo's scummy practices, especially from their legal department, just looking at the game as a whole, it is well worth it. I will enjoy this game for years to come with my friends, and I will enjoy all the wacky moments that occur in those play sessions. To just glaze the game a little more, there are tons of fun characters to choose. The kart designs are great, the maps are super fun, and as mentioned, they have many alternate routes that you can exploit with the new driving sandbox. There's some new items that are fun and unique as well, like Kamek, which turns players into NPCs, which is how you unlock new ones, the feather to jump to unreachable places to allow you to access new routes, the hammers, the giant mushroom, etc. The game looks incredibly visually and runs at 4K and HDR while docked, and it looks really good in handheld as well, and the soundtrack is absolutely goated. Nintendo had a pretty tall task following up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It was a game that was about as good as you can get for a Mario Kart. And while World is lacking some features from that game, I think that's by design. They went in a new direction while staying true to the core of what makes Mario Kart so fun to play. Some people will like it more and some will like it less. For me, I've already pointed out what I missed from the last installment, but I also acknowledge that they took a swing in a new direction, and in my mind, it paid off. If they add new characters and maps in the future, I think that'd be awesome, because I will relish in any excuse to pick this game back up down the line. I just think it's an awesome game, and honestly, I've only grown to love and appreciate it more the more I play it. I would rather pay $80 for a fun, complete experience that I can play whenever I want and however I want, over some bullshit, half-finished live service that forces me to play how the developer wants. That maybe costs nothing, but is filled to the brim with macrotransactions and trickle-feeds content on a time-gated release schedule for their precious player metrics, rather than allowing me to go ham and play as much as I want. I want more video games like this, even if the price tag is a little higher. Games that are fully polished and allow the player to play however they want with no microtransactions in sight. Everything earnable in-game. I would gladly support games like this because maybe, just maybe, it will signal to the out-of-touch executives that actually, people just want to play fun video games. And thankfully, I think the release of Mario Kart World has proven that. So here's hoping some of the other studios follow suit. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the review. I know I have loved playing the game and loved writing about everything I enjoy about Mario Kart World. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future uploads, and check out my video on the $80 game discussion next. And lastly, if you're still here, thanks so much for watching to the end. It means a lot. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.